Hey y'all, it's Chu. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be doing the Sunday service pat down. If you don't know what that is, you have got to check out this clip.
Honey, the makeup artists have left the building. They have left the building, honey. I haven't seen a Sunday service pat down like this in eons. This is the type of service makeup you put on when you go into the 6:30 a.m. service on Sunday. This girl has done her own makeup and has done a very loose waterfall curls. There may be a bitch in the building to do a light curl, or they curling each other's hair, but this is the coronavirus, honey. Coronavirus! The makeup artists, the stylists, they are wearing clothes from home. I haven't seen this nigga without an eyebrow in almost the 20 years that I've lived here. He's never, I didn't even know he had bags. You understand? Like, there's no more airbrush makeup. There's no more nothing. It is rock bottom. And poor Brenda over here is wearing a t-shirt. I mean, girl, you wearing a t-shirt dress?
Girl! This is the coronavirus. Y'all, when I tell you I have watched this video like 15 million times and I am weak every single time. Anyway, if you want to see how I get my service Sunday pat down, then keep on watching. Alright, so let's start with a little skin prep. We're going to start with the Clinique ID moisturizer today. This is the Dramatically Different, and I use the blue cartridge, which is good for texture because, listen, I don't know what be happening to my skin sometimes, but I use this new Boscia, what is it, charcoal cleanser, and my skin literally like went haywire. I am in recovery stage right now, so don't judge me. I'm trying to get rid of this texture with that moisturizer and some other things. Then I am going to go in with the Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. Love, love, love this stuff. And honestly, I had already moisturized and put on eye cream, but the more the merrier right now because my skin is so dry. So a little dime size of that on the ring finger, of course, and just tap that around the eyes. I think everybody needs an eye cream. It's so important. 5 years old and up, get you an eye cream. Like, let's be real. The signs of aging are in the eyes, the hands, and the neck. Last but not least, we're gonna use the Super Goop Unseen Sunscreen. This stuff is so bomb, y'all. It's like a clear gel, so it doesn't leave like that ashy cast. And even though we are brown, we still need sun protection. We are not immune to sun cancer. A little bit of sunscreen. And even though we aren't going out as much, we still get sun exposure through our windows or when we are running to the grocery store or wherever else. So sun protection is always good. And I like this one too because it has a little bit of tackiness, so it works well as a primer. So I won't actually put a skin primer on. Let's do some color correction with that Dragon Beauty color corrector I told you all about. Just a little bit around the mouth area. I have a little hyperpigmentation. Chin. Got some blemishes over here. Child, that video, I just cannot get over it. So funny. I mean, you would think some of them would know how to do it without the makeup artist, but child, we are essential, clearly. I mean, I would say that's gotta be true because think about like just us now, like the general public, like who's doing hair and nails. Like, thankfully I got my nails done a little bit before the shutdown, but child, they are grown out already and they're nude, so you can't really tell as much, but still, like, this is the coronavirus. Woo, poor Brenda. Somebody need to help Brenda, cause child, t-shirt dress. You don't have to do this for like a quick Sunday service pat down. Like, you don't have to color correct. But since we here, since we got time, I mean, we going to church in the living room right now, so doesn't mean you can't still get yourself together. But I'm just saying, you know, less chance of you being late to church nowadays. All right, now foundation, I have a new combo that I like. It's the I Am Magic Juvia's Place foundation, and I am in the shade Savannah 440, mixed with the Anastasia Luminous foundation. This is a beautiful combination. You only need like a pump of each, and I'm in 365C. Mix those together. Couple dots on each side. I mean, y'all, this is like my quick out the door, like 10-15 minute face. I just need to run errands, going to church, and I still have some left over, so literally like a half a pump of each or one full pump of each, depending on the coverage you need. This is a good interview face. I mean, this is like your very basic, simple face. I'm gonna blur that out with the blurring foundation brush from Smashbox. These brushes are slept upon, y'all. This brush is so soft, like, oh, feels like a dream. And I have a mirror down here, so if y'all see me looking down, that's what I'm doing, just checking what my makeup looks like. You do kind of want your corrector, if you're gonna correct, to set a little bit so you don't mix it with your foundation and turn it orange. So I'm kind of tapping more than swiping over the face so that I'm not, you know, moving that corrector around, turning the color of my foundation. Bring it down the chin. Y'all, when is this gonna be over? Like, seriously? I don't know how much longer I can do this. It is just rough out here. I mean, I went into the store the other day, and now I'm seeing the 6 feet line like taped on the ground. Like, y'all, it's getting real. I went in the hair store the other day because apparently they sell face masks. So I went in there to get some more masks and did not even realize the lines were on the floor. Y'all, that lady was going off. She was like, step back, 6 feet. I was like, oh, alrighty, my bad. Dang, it is real. I'm gonna take the Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan Sand. This is my absolute favorite concealer of all time. Always bring it up on the sides of the nose for that reverse contour. I mean, I have tried so many different concealers, y'all. I have a lot of fine lines under my eye, which is why I'm such an advocate of eye cream. And literally every single other concealer I use creases. Like, no matter what I do. I don't know what it is, but Shape Tape just does it for me. Always look down when you're doing your nose contour, because child, she can be crooked. I kind of let my concealer set for a little bit so it's nice and full coverage and just looks a lot better. This one is super matte though, so you don't want to sit too long. I would say like 30 seconds. So in the meantime, I'm gonna cream contour with the Juvia's Place foundation stick. This is in the shade Katsina. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. Just do a little tiny line right in the concave of the cheek, because this is super pigmented and it's a little dark, honestly, for me. I think I could go a couple shades lighter. Right up under the chin here, and then I make little dots all the way around my forehead, and then right in the concave of the brow to nose region, whatever you call that. I'm gonna try the brand new e.l.f. Camo concealer sponge. The packaging, I got this from Target because clearly we ain't going to Sephora and Ulta these days. So we're gonna try it for the first time, and let's see how this baby blends. This one is a lot softer than the regular Beauty Blender, but it blends nicely so far. Got a pinchier sponge too, so that you don't widen the nose. That's the whole purpose of highlighting the bridge, is to kind of create an illusion that your nose is more narrow. All right, now we're gonna blend that contour out with the optical blurring brush from Urban Decay. Always make sure you blend upward too with your contour. Otherwise, you're gonna make your cheek look a lot wider. And get that jawline from all these quarantine snacks. erase away the quarantine. Make sure you're pulling that downwards. And usually, again, this is going to take you about 10 to 15 minutes. Once you get the hang of it, it's just that I'm walking you through each step, so it's seeming like it's a lot longer. If you notice, I didn't put a whole lot of foundation up on my forehead because I'm going to contour and bronze there anyway. And I don't like to push a whole lot of product into my hairline. Now we're going to take this Morphe 334 brush. It's like an angled blurring brush. And I'm going to first flick that cream contour up into the brow. This is so important, y'all. I'm telling you, it's really going to shape the face and give that illusion that you have a more narrow nose. And Lord knows I need it, okay? I need my nose contour. And what's left over, you're gonna really hug that brush in that crease area and bring it down the sides in between the two highlighted areas. So we highlight it up against the nose and then we highlight it down the bridge. So your contour is gonna fall right in between that. That makes sense. This gives it more of a natural look than making a line all the way down and then trying to blend that out. I just take whatever's left over and then pull it down the side. I really don't even have to do this part. You could just leave it with the reverse contour using that highlight concealer anyway, because that's going to give the same illusion essentially. This is just kind of emphasizing it. And then you can take a little bit underneath the nose to kind of lift it. And that's that. All right, let's go ahead and set. I love this new trick. I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation in the shade C6. I like to set my under eye with this first. Just gives it a really nice, beautiful, flawless finish, and then I'll bake. So I'm just using the MAC 133 brush. This is a good brush for highlight too, but it's nice and flat, so you can really press into that under eye area. Really set that, press it in. You don't want to move the concealer around underneath it. And then I'll go around the top lip too, because sometimes I can get shiny around there and underneath the lip. And there, right in the center of the forehead. All right, let's take the tried and true Laura Mercier translucent powder. Y'all, I've used so many different ones. I have 15 million translucent or banana, whatever powders, but this one, she just never fails me. So I'm gonna take that. You know what, I think I'm gonna use my powder puff. Y'all don't judge it. I have a new one, I just forgot to pull it out. So, but this is the Laura Mercier powder puff. I just really like the way the powder puff sets. I'm gonna dip that into the powder, tap off the excess, and then press that underneath the eye. I feel like the powder puff just distributes the powder a lot more evenly than the Beauty Blender. And then you don't have to worry about the washing part of your Beauty Blender, because that just gets really gunked up when you have powder and liquid in your Beauty Blender at the same time. Got a little powder in my eyes, y'all. Then I'll go on the chin. Even though I didn't highlight there with concealer, this will still kind of brighten up those areas. All right, nice and set in place. All right, so let's go ahead and bronze now. So contour is gonna give us that sculpted, shaped look to the face. The bronzer is gonna give us that sun-kissed warmth. So I like to do a combination of both. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deepest from MAC. And I'm taking the Morphe E3 and just going right over those areas that I contoured. Again, y'all, I promise this is not gonna take you long at all. Once you know exactly where you're placing things, it's gonna be so quick. All right, we're nice and bronzed. Let's go ahead and do a little blush. So I'm gonna take the Tarte Blush in the shade Party. And I'm gonna apply that with the Morphe E4 brush. It's a nice angled brush. Right onto the apples. And now this color is gonna look super light, but I promise it gives the most beautiful, neutral, cool, rosy tone on the cheeks. Just really merge that with your bronzer, so it'll become one color. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and dust that bake away. We're gonna use the Luxie 522 tapered brush. Really dust that under eye powder away. That completes my complexion because right now I have so much texture on my cheeks, I'm not gonna highlight, but I'll do it in future videos. We're gonna jump right into the brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I'm telling y'all, this is slept on as well. Like, I feel like everybody uses the Brow Wiz, and I did at one point until I was introduced to this, and this is a lot quicker. So when you're doing this Sunday service pat down, this quick errand look, I suggest something like this. So I'm gonna brush the brows upward first. Then you're gonna take the largest end, because it looks like a little triangle, and you're gonna underline the shape of the brow. And I used to do brows first before anything, but I have changed that because I like the texture of my skin when it's nice and matte after foundation and powder, so that the brow product will stick better. All right, once you got that nice underline, you're gonna take that spoolie on the opposite side and really push that product up through the brow hair. Gonna repeat the same on the top, except trying to keep the front of the brow nice and soft. So I start kind of in the middle, overline, come down and connect, and then fill in your empty space. And then use the smaller end of that triangle to make little hair-like flicks up through the front of the brow. Again, you want the front to be nice and soft. All right, brush that product up through, repeating on the top, starting a little further back, and fill in the empty space. Always use your spoolie to brush that product through and soften it. Clean up on aisle 7, we're gonna use that same Tarte Shape Tape and Tan Sand. Little dollop of that concealer on the back of the hand. And I'm gonna take this Morphe, I don't even know. It's part of the Gunmetal collection. It's this little small, tiny, flat brush. That brush I'm gonna use to clean up the bottom of the brow. So we're following the same steps we did in the very beginning. Underlining. You really need a pretty dense and packed together brush for this step. We're gonna take this small, it's a little tiny bullet brush though, and I'm gonna just use that to blend out that line. You don't wanna really see that sharp line. We use the lighter concealer to highlight the brows. It looks a lot more arched than it is, but we really wanna see that harsh line there. So make sure you blend that out well. Take a little bit more of that concealer. Usually I have enough on the back of my hand where I don't have to re-dip, but I'm gonna use the concealer as my eye base. I guess I'm gonna use that same brush I used to blend out my nose contours, the M334. I'm just gonna buff that concealer onto the eyelid, bring it up to meet the concealer we use to clean up the brow. I always keep a paper towel nearby too to clean off my excess product. When I worked for MAC, one of the trainers told me to do that because otherwise we tend to try to use all the product on our hand or on our brush and we end up over applying. So it's okay to wipe some of your product off if you have too much. Blend that out real well. Now I'm gonna take the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow in the color Camo. This is a nice, just neutral brown. Oh, it's a little warm too. I use this a lot for like my transition shade. And I'm gonna apply that with the Morphe G17, just a nice fluffy crease brush. And this is literally gonna go on my entire eyelid, y'all. From the crease all the way down to the lash line. This is just to give me a wash of color so I don't go completely blank. But remember, this is like your quick 10-15 minute look. We just want to have a little wash of color on the lid so we can run out the door. Another good color like this is MAC Uninterrupted. MAC Saddle works well. Boom, done with the eyeshadow. Then we're gonna use the Dare Black Dual Eyeliner Pen. Has a pen on one side and then it's a retractable pencil on the other side. It's from MAC. Love, love, love this. We're gonna use this to line our lash line. Some people are scared of liquid pens like this, but I promise it's the easiest thing ever. You can literally press it along your lash line like a stamp, or you can do like me and then place the pen and drag it across. And you'll see I once I hit the middle, I come up at an angle, so it kind of gives that cat eye look. So skinnier as you come in, and then widen it as you go outwards. Boom, done. Repeat on the other side. I could use a retractable end, but I don't feel that it stays on as long for the bottom, so I'm gonna use the MAC. I think this is eye kohl, yeah, in the color Feline. As you can tell, this is used and abused. We're gonna take that same eyeshadow color from Bobbi Brown, and I'm gonna smudge this right underneath the eyeliner on my lash line. I'm gonna use the E36 Morphe brush. It's a tiny little pencil brush. Whatever's up must come down. I cannot stand a blank under eye. All right, let's do some mascara. I love the Bag Out Bang from Benefit. It's so good. Actually, rewind. Let's set the face first, because nothing's worse than putting on your mascara and then setting your face and it's still wet, and then it just ruins your entire look. So I'm gonna use the MAC Fix Plus. We're gonna let that settle into the skin nice and good. Bag Out Bang from Benefit is really good. I am on struggle bus when it comes to lashes. So this mascara is the only one that gives me some kind of lash without clumping them together, separates and lengthens the few little lashes that I do have, and it's a 36-hour wear without being waterproof, so it's not impossible to get off, but it still stays on all day. You can really go with just mascara if you want to, but you know me, I gotta put on a lash. It's important to apply the mascara first so that your lashes blend with the falsies, and then because they're wet, they'll kind of be able to stick together a lot better. So it looks like one lash. Then we're gonna apply the same to the bottom. My bottom lashes are not bad, y'all. They kind of cute. They got a little hang time on the bottom, but top, child. Ooh, she is struggling on the top. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. The reason I'm struggling on the top with my lashes is because in college, I don't know what I thought I was doing. We was going out and I had false lashes on and they were too long for me. So I was like, let me just trim them down. First of all, never do that. I don't care if they're on your eye or off your eye. Of course, I was dumb enough to do it while they were on my eye and trimmed my lashes with the falsies. Just don't judge me. But just don't even do that, period, because it just gives it such an unnatural look. They become one blunt length and it's not cute. So yeah, that's the reason I have no lashes on. They just never have grown back. Before I forget, let me set my brows with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Should have did that after I finished the brows, but just gonna brush that through. It's gonna keep our brow hair in place. All right, now we're ready for lashes. Y'all don't be mad. I have no idea what lashes these are. You can find lashes literally anywhere in my house. It's ridiculous. I take them off and set them anywhere. They're in my car, my purse. It's just crazy. So I don't know which ones these are. If I find out, then I'll link them below with the rest of the products. But for now, no idea. But oh, you know what? If I don't find out exactly which ones these are, I'll just link where I normally order my lashes from, and that's Divine DMV Lashes or Her Lashes. We're gonna use the Duo Glue. This is the dark one with the brush tip on the end. You know what? I'm gonna show y'all a really cool trick. I saw my girl Olympia doing this. Shout out to her, follow her. on Instagram at Sinclair_. She applies the glue directly to the lash line, and then it's a lot easier to just pop that lash right on top. I was like, duh, that's genius. Like, it's so simple, but it's like you don't think about doing stuff like that. So when you're in a rush, try this technique and trust me, it'll change your life. So I'll do one at a time just to give the first one time to get tacky, because that's truly the key to getting false lashes on, is to let your glue get a little tacky. As you saw, I have to hold down my outer corners because my lashes are so curly on the outer corner. It's ridiculous. They will literally fight my natural lashes. I mean the false lashes. All right, I like to use tweezers. Alright, so let's come to the end of this. We're gonna go ahead and do the lip. We're gonna line with the Cork Lip Liner from MAC. Tried and true. Okay, sheisthebomb.com. Like to do a nice thick, heavy line. Everybody needs a nice neutral brown for a nude lip. Alright, we're going to fill that in with the Anastasia Liquid Lipstick in Sand. This one's really light and milky, so bear with me. It's gonna look a little crazy at first, but trust the process. So we're gonna apply that. Immediately blend it together really well. I like to apply a little bit more right in the center and let her dry a little bit, okay? So we're gonna let it sit for a second and go back in with your liner just to blend together. Perfect. And then we're gonna take MAC See-Through and tap that in the center of the lip for a little shine. All right, y'all, this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you go. Comment down below your favorite part of this video. Tell me a little bit about what you've been doing. Like, let's stay connected because we all bored out here, right? Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. And until next time, choose God, choose love, and choose beauty.